up, YouTube? It is your boy, the Ultimate B-Man, and I'm here today to talk about one particular fighting game that has me going bananas about. A fighting game that has tipped the scale a little bit of the way I look at fighting games right now. And that fighting game will be none other than Street Fighter Cross Tekken. When I say that name, or when I look at any videos or any type of merchandise of that game, the game has got me going crazy about it, you know. And it looks like what a fighting game should be, especially when it comes to a versus game. It's a game that I'm pretty sure that all of us big Capcom, Namco fans have been waiting for, and it took this long to get it, but we got it now. And I think right now, from what I've seen so far, is that it's very surprising, it's very different, and it's something that I've been waiting for a long time. To give you guys a little summary about my life with Street Fighter and Tekken, I remember playing Street Fighter on my Sega Genesis, Street Fighter 2, and playing Street Fighter Turbo, playing different versions of just one particular Street Fighter game. But, you know, I played that to death, played it at the arcades, played it at the laundromat, you name it. Wherever there was a Street Fighter arcade machine, I was on top of it. I was freaking sticking quarters in every time I got like a game over, or even when I beat the game, I felt like I wanted to play as another character. Like, you know, I would start off with Ryu. The game would always start you with Ryu, and that's traditional and pretty much I think about all street fighting games. They always start you with Ryu, and he's my favorite character in that game and will continue to be my favorite. But, you know, after a while, Street Fighter started getting old to me, and that's when by the time the PlayStation came out, I started playing a little demo, one of them little Pizza Hut demos. I don't know if you guys remember that, the promotional stuff for PlayStation. You know, Pizza Hut was doing a lot of promotional stuff for Sony, and they was promoting a demo disc. I think every time you bought like a large pepperoni pizza or something like that, you would get like a demo disc. And on this demo, it had quite a couple of games on it. I don't have it anymore. I wish I still did. It had a lot of little unique, little fun little games on it. But one game out of all of them had to be Tekken 2. It was a unique, fun 3D fighting game that I never thought existed. I think it's the very first 3D fighting game to me that was introduced to me. I mean, I've heard of Tekken, the original Tekken, but I've never played that one. I played Tekken 2, and I played that to death on that demo. I mean, I never stopped playing it, continued playing it, just kept on going and going and going. But, you know, that's just how it goes with Tekken. I think when I look at Tekken, I think by far it's the best 3D fighting game I've ever played in my life. By far, it's the best one. I don't think anything really tops it. I mean, there's Soul Calibur, Virtual Fighter, and Dead or Alive, but I think Tekken did it first, and it did it right, and it made it look like something unique, something with its own a little style to it. And Namco was pretty good when they came out with that, and then they came out with Tekken 3, which introduced Jin Kazama, which is my favorite character on Tekken. And he was kind of like my Ryu from Street Fighter, and you know, I pretty much grew on him, and eventually I felt like I was growing while he was growing as well. I became such a real big fan of Jin and all the other Tekken characters that I felt like they were growing, they were evolving. You know, they were different every time. And the one thing that really made Tekken really stand out from Street Fighter is that there's a story behind Tekken. Unlike Street Fighter, where it's just a bunch of different fighters, that were fighting each other, and then eventually when they came out with the anime and the cartoon and all of the different stuff to kind of add story to Street Fighter, even the movie, you know, even though that was something, but you know, I think Tekken did it right, and each game that you play, each Tekken game you play turns out to be something new, something different about that particular character. Like Jin, up till from Tekken 3 up till now, he owns G Corp, so it's pretty crazy. And unlike Street Fighter, where, you know, Ryu is still looking for somebody of a worthy challenger, well, I think he's going to be getting that very, very, very soon. But that's not to say that Street Fighter wasn't doing its job neither. It came out with Street Fighter Alpha 2, Street Fighter Alpha 1, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Street Fighter Alpha 3, and eventually going on into the Versus series with X-Men, Street Fighter versus X-Men, which it was by far the most popular arcade team-up game if you've ever seen in your life. But in my opinion, I think Namco did it right with Tekken Tag Tournament. To me, I think they were very unique about their game, with their tag team game. They didn't go in into having to fight another company right off the bat. They just stick with their own guns and worked with, you know, just all the other Tekken games and mashing them together, which is something that I really, really appreciated and something I really like. I love that one. And by far, Tekken Tag Tournament is probably my favorite of all team mashup games. It's the best one. It's something it's easy to jump into and learn how to fight, rather than having to learn all these super moves, all these ultras, and all this other countering stuff. You pretty much just take your time. Tekken tends to like teach you on how to do stuff right, unlike Street Fighter, where it's just like, here's the manual, you learn from it and you work from it. But that's not to say that Street Fighter doesn't do its part in trying to help the people learn how to use the Hadokens and the Sonic Booms and whatnot. But up till now, with the recent Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, I think Street Fighter has done its thing. It's doing its thing. Tekken 6 is a pretty good game. It's fun once you get down to it, and there's a lot of characters in there that I'm loving a lot. I like a lot. During this video, you might hear me mention their name more than once. But yeah, I think this Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which is what we got coming up in the next couple of weeks, I think that game is going to be the changer right there. Capcom and Namco, it's about time that they both just came together and worked together to become a unit and to be able to mash and clash with one another, which is something I've been waiting for a long time. I think a lot of people wanted to see like Hayusa go up against Ryu, and people wanted to see who's the more crazier with the suplex king or Zangief. You know, everybody wanted to see Zangief go up against Kuma the bear. You know, Kuma getting his revenge on Zangief for suplexing all the grizzly bears in the nation and stuff like that. Just stuff like that is what a lot of people have been asking for, and I think we're going to be getting it with this new game. Like I said before, it's a real big game changer, and it's something that, like I said, I've been waiting for a long time. Any particular things about the game that I've seen so far that I really like? The combat, the fighting, and all that. People already from the beginning started off in thinking that this game was going to be like a Street Fighter 4 game with Tekken characters. But from what I've seen, it goes beyond Street Fighter 4. It's got a whole new fight engine, a whole new different style that adds both worlds together. Which is why sometimes I've seen the advertisement to where Capcom says that this is the best 2D fighter game of all time, the best 3D fighting game of all time. And the reason why I'd say that is that it is trying to integrate a lot of some of the Tekken stuff, like the juggling and the grapples and whatnot. A lot of that is going to be integrated into this game. And from what I've seen, they've done a real good job in bringing both worlds together and adding both styles of fighting into it. So I don't really know necessarily going to say that it's going to be the more dominant 3D game. It's not. It's like overshadowing what it is. It's a 2D fighting game with Tekken characters in it, but it adds a 3D effect to it and a lot of stuff that Tekken fans should like. And it's something it's different. That's what I'm going to say. It's different. That's the word I'm looking for right there. It's a different game. As for there's a lot of little gimmicks, a lot of little things. First off, starting off with the cross assault, it's something that I've seen before in a couple of other Capcom games. A lot of people can maybe reference to Marvel vs. Capcom or in a couple of other fighting games where it's a tag team game where the partner comes out, helps them out, and does their thing. Cross counter. Not cross counter. Cross assault. I don't know what I was thinking. Cross assault is it's something different. It's a little bit of game changer, because when I look at Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you can only do that when you have all three characters out. But this one, you can tag in your other character and beat them down to get your other partner to come in and do the finisher. It has a whole new unique style of way to tag in your partner to help you out do a really big super ultra combo, which is pretty badass, and I like it. That's something different. Pandora, I don't know if I'm going to be using Pandora, because from what I've heard is that it's like a high stakes gamble, which is what a lot of people say. It's a gambling tool, and if you use Pandora, you only have like so long to use it before you lose. You can lose using Pandora, so the other gimmick, probably the biggest one, which is actually like shaking up a lot of fighters, fighter gamers and whatnot, is the gem system, which reminds me a lot of Marvel superheroes' power for gems, where you pick up like a speed gem or a boost gem or defense gem or something like that. It reminds me a lot of that game, more or less, or maybe Power Stone. I wouldn't really know, but there's a lot of little Capcom games that they got that idea from. But right there is the gem system is probably going to be a game changer. It really, really isn't. From what I've seen, it really doesn't change anything from the gameplay. Your character may get like a bit of an attack boost, but you only have like a small window to use that gem power. You know what I'm saying? You don't have, it doesn't mess the game up. It's not going to, like, people thought that the gems were going to like add like 50 attack points to one character or something like that, and that's what made people go crazy about it, like, oh my god, I don't like this gem system and stuff like that. Even I said that, but from what I've seen, it really doesn't change anything. Capcom's really taking their time to balance this all out, and they kind of, just to make this game different, because you don't want the same game over and over again. I really didn't. Because then I would have said what I've said before. It would have been just a Street Fighter 4 game with Tekken characters in it if it didn't have some of these little different integrative types of gimmicks and whatnot into it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I may use gimmicks as, may sound like it's bad, but it really isn't. It's actually something that's different, actually something that's going to make the game a whole lot more longer. It's going to make the game worth the money, the full price. So I think it's going to be worth it on the little gimmicks. Now, probably the last thing that's really got me going about this game is probably the characters. The characters in this game, so far, I got a list right here. So far, we got Ryu, Ken, Guile, Nabel, Chun-Li, Cammy, Sagat, Dawson, Poison, Hugo, Ibuki, Relento, Zangief, Rufus, Vega, Borog, Jury, and Bison. Whew. And then that's on the Capcom side. And here on the Namco side, Tekken, got Kayuza, Nina, King, Marduk, Bob, Julia, Horang, Steve, Yoshimitsu, Raven, Kuma, Heihachi, Lily, Ahsoka, Paul, Law, Zhao Yu, and Jin. We got all those characters. It's crazy. This character amount is getting nuts, and it's probably going to get bigger. From what I've heard, I heard Oni say that the character expansion is just going to get more wild, so I'm pretty sure he's going to add more. But to be quick about it, I'm going to tell you guys what characters I want to see. Even though we only got like 2 more weeks or something like that before the game comes out, I hope that some of these characters come out of the woodworks, and hopefully Oni does what the people want and what they're looking for. Now on this list, I got for Capcom, I got Blanca. I've never really been that much of a Blanca fan, but a lot of people really like him, and I do too. With all the little thunderbolts and stuff like that he does, he's got some pretty good, interesting moves. We got Elena from Third Strike. I would love to see Elena in this game. She would really make this game worth the money, I tell you that. Because the Capoeira thing, and Dooley. I love Dooley. Cross his sword, machine gun blow. His what is it? His corkscrew blow. That's what it is. It's pretty good. Birdie, I would like to see Birdie come back. It's been a while since like Alpha 3 when he came back. Got E Honda, Sodom. I saw him in the game, but it's not necessarily meaning that he's, that's not going to mean he's going to be playable, but I don't know. Then there's Sakura. We haven't seen her yet. I'm surprised. Sea Viper, Guy, and Cody, which we saw in a trailer, the Poison trailer, but they haven't announced them as official characters. Rose, I haven't seen Rose yet. Mika, which I think she would be a big game changer because there's a lot of wrestlers in this game like Hugo, Zangief, King, and Marduk. Why not have Mika? Because Hugo and Poison, and imagine like Zangief and Mika teaming up. That'd be pretty good. I have Akuma on here, but he's already been announced, so that's off my list right now. And then Gil as the last one. I thought Gil was real good in Third Strike, and we never really got to play as Gil, so I always thought that maybe Gil could be added into this game. I think a lot of people want Gil or Urine in this game, but it ain't gonna happen though. It probably ain't. Next up on the Tekken side, we got Brian Fury. Yes, I think I would like Brian Fury. Christy, the Capoeira thing, either Christy or Eddie Gordo, one of those two has to be in this game. Lee Wolong, I thought really good about what he could do, with where he could fit in with Chun-Li. They're both detectives or work for like an agency, and with Shadow Law and the G Corporation coming in at each other, it'd be pretty good to see them team up. We got Leo, she'd be great. Miguel, Zanifa, the belly dancer, she's got to be in here. Dragunov, be great to see him. Anna Williams, I would like, because I would think that Yin and Yang would be put into this game. If they did, I would like to see Nina and Anna be teamed up. We got Wang, Old Man Wang, going up against like a guy named go up against Guy. We got Lee Cholong to add to the Machinima family. We got Roger, because I saw Alex, but there was no Roger as far as I know of. Elisa, Lars, and Jun Kazama. I think a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people really want Jun Kazama in the game, but I think she would be a real good game changer in this game. Oni really likes her from what I've seen in some of the videos of him. I think he likes Jun Kazama. I think he would do anything in his power to put her in this game, but we don't know. The game comes out in about less than 2 more weeks, in March 6th, which is on a Tuesday. It's going to be, hopefully, it's going to be the game that everybody's been asking for. It's the fighting game I've been waiting for. I've been training myself hard and diligently. You guys may or may not have seen my Cross Assault application, but if you did, yeah, that's pretty much what I did, but, I tried. But I can't wait for the game. And I'm going to be sitting here waiting. You guys are going to see a lot of videos of me talking about that game. So just stay tuned and be ready. But that's all I got to say about Street Fighter Cross Tekken for now. I am your boy, the Ultimate B-Man, and I say peace out. I'll see you guys on the fighting circuit.